Adam Wharton might just be the missing piece. In this video, we'll break down why Adam Wharton is perfect for Manchester United, how he fits Amorim's tactical system, what makes him unique among young midfielders, and why the Red Devils are moving fast to secure one of England's most complete rising stars. Do well to stay till the end to understand every information. Like and share this video. Thanks. Manchester United have been searching for the kind of midfielder who can bring calm, structure and intelligence to a team still trying to rediscover its identity under Ruben Amorim.
I think for United it makes a lot of sense because midfield has been, for me, their biggest weakness. Really going back, even to the end of the Fergie era, they never really replaced the Scholes.
At just 21 years old, Wharton has turned into one of the Premier League's most exciting young midfielders. Since arriving at Crystal Palace in the 2024 January window, he's gone from a promising talent at Blackburn to the heartbeat of Oliver Glasner's transformation project in South London. With his elegant left foot and incredible composure under pressure, Wharton has redefined how Palace play, turning defence into attack with one or two touches. Dictating tempo like a player 10 years his senior, and helping a struggling team rise into one of the most tactically disciplined sides in the league.
I'd sign Adam Wharton in a heartbeat, love him as a footballer. Don't think we'll get it.
That's why Manchester United have made him a top priority. The club are reportedly preparing a £60 million offer, confident that such a bid could convince Crystal Palace to sell their prized playmaker. And honestly, it's not hard to see why. Wharton's technical ability, his decision-making in tight spaces and his progressive passing are exactly what United's midfield has been missing. Statistically, his output has been outstanding. He averages 4.8 progressive passes per 90 minutes, joint highest in the Premier League, alongside Bruno Guimaraes, that place him among Europe's most efficient deep-line creators.
Adam Wharton's, he stands out among young England players, among English midfielders we've seen in the last 10, 15 years, just because of his almost Spanish-style skills in that regard. So I can see how he would be perfect.
To put it in perspective, Palace teammates Will Hughes and Daichi Kamada average only 3.1 and 2.8. That's the difference between a player who moves the ball forward and one who transforms a team's attack. But it's not just about his passing. Wharton's defensive work rate has exploded this season. He now wins duels, anticipates danger, and uses his frame to outmuscle opponents, something he's developed massively over the past year. That combination of elegance and intensity is what makes him so rare, and why Amorim's United are desperate to bring him in. He's not just a nice-to-have signing, he's a player who could completely change the rhythm and control of Manchester United's midfield, linking Casemiro's defensive cover with Bruno Fernandes's creativity. Ruben Amorim addressed it head-on, landing Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo to supercharge the line between the midfield and the nine. And Benjamin Sesko to raise the ceiling at centre forward. The trade-off was obvious. By the time those deals were closed, cap space and calendar had run out for a proper midfield reset. The consequence is what you're seeing now, an attack that looks far more dangerous, riding better shot volume and transition threat, grafted onto a midfield that still lacks balance, fluency and control.
Been the worst part of Ruben Amorim's football has just been this absence in midfield. It's partly the formation, but it's partly just not having players that can take the ball and control a game and play a pass.
Bruno Fernandes is being dragged deeper than ideal, where his risk profile hurts first phase circulation. Casemiro can still marshal a game, but isn't a long-term six in a high-tempo, high-press system. Manuel Ugarte hasn't yet imposed himself, and the knock-on effect has squeezed Kobbie Mainoo's pathway.
Would Adam Wharton be a good addition?
Yes, we've been talking about Baleba, and he's been the hot topic the last month or so. But before that, Adam Wharton was one of the guys I was saying, listen, he's the nearest to a Michael Carrick type maybe, who's a controller, who plays forward from that deeper line position at times, can be an 8 if you need him to be, and can run on at times if need be, but he's more of a conductor and can control things. I watched him in a couple of games last season against big teams like Man City, I think it was Liverpool as well, and he looks unfazed, he looks ready for a big occasion, he enjoys pressure, can play under pressure, and just the game kind of slows down when the ball's around him.
That's why the next window has to be midfield-centric. Decisions looming on Bruno Fernandes's Saudi interest, a likely non-renewal for Casemiro, and a strategic need to protect and improve Kobbie Mainoo. Enter Adam Wharton, the antidote to United's structural itch. He isn't a siloed destroyer or a luxury 10. He's an old-school number 8 with modern range, front-footed, progressive on the ball, aggressive without it, and comfortable connecting thirds with 1 and 2 touch tempo. He presses high, breaks lines, then immediately offers for the return out of possession tenacity married to on-ball elegance. That rare blend is exactly why there's a queue for him and why he fits Amorim's blueprint. Let's get tactical and show you precisely how Wharton would recalibrate United's build-up, rest defence and chance quality. If there's one word that defines Adam Wharton's game, it's progression. Few young midfielders in Europe move the ball forward with such calmness and purpose. His gift isn't about flashy tricks or Hollywood passes, it's about making football a game. Wharton himself has said he avoids overcomplicating things. One touch, one clean execution, and suddenly Crystal Palace are on the front foot. He has that rare instinct of knowing when to accelerate the play and when to hold it, which makes him a natural conductor in transition. His passes slice through pressure and instantly turn defence into attack, the kind of rhythm Manchester United desperately lack when trying to link their back line with their forwards. Statistically, Wharton's profile is elite. Among all midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues, he ranks in the 72nd percentile for progressive passes per 90, 74th for total passes, and a staggering 93rd for dangerous passes per 90. That shows a player who doesn't just recycle possession, he advances it with intent. He thrives playing alongside more conservative partners like Jefferson Lerma, taking responsibility for carrying the ball vertically while others provide balance. Naturally, this risk-taking drops his passing completion rate slightly, but that's the price of ambition. His passes hurt opponents, they bypass lines, create chaos, and open spaces, exactly what United's static midfield often fails to do. And it's important to note, elite creators live in that trade-off. Players like Bruno Fernandes, Cole Palmer, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Bukayo Saka, and Mohamed Salah all post lower completion rates for the same reason. They attempt what others won't. Wharton doesn't just pass for possession, he passes with purpose. That's the hallmark of a midfielder who could transform Manchester United's transitions from hesitant to lethal. What truly sets Adam Wharton apart isn't just his passing, it's how he sees the game. His entire rhythm on the ball is built on anticipation, not reaction. Before the ball even reaches him, Wharton already knows his next 2 moves. He's constantly scanning the pitch, checking shoulder after shoulder, reading both his teammates' movements and the defensive pressure coming his way. He doesn't just see the obvious forward pass, he feels the rhythm of the match. By using his peripheral vision, Wharton can disguise his intentions, playing passes that break lines while defenders are still shifting to cover what they think he'll do. It's why his progression looks effortless, because it's premeditated. This special intelligence is what Manchester United have been crying out for in midfield. Someone who can see the picture early, think a step quicker, and give structure to possession before it collapses under pressure. Even ex-England manager Gareth Southgate praised this trait, noting that Wharton sees the picture early. That's not just a compliment, it's a sign of elite football IQ. Adam Wharton isn't just intelligent on the pitch, he's technically immaculate. Everything about his game feels deliberate, measured and clean. The young midfielder's left foot is a weapon capable of spraying inch-perfect diagonals one moment and threading razor-sharp ground passes through crowded lines. What makes him such a nightmare for opponents is his unpredictability. He can shift seamlessly between short, crisp, link-up play and long aerial switches that flip the direction of the attack in a heartbeat. That passing range gives him freedom and gives his team control. Once he's on the ball, it's nearly impossible to trap him because he always has a different way to escape. Wharton's quick decision-making elevates those technical traits even further. When a passing lane closes, he doesn't hesitate or recycle possession. He instantly identifies the new gap that's opened and exploits it. It's this calm under pressure, this ability to solve problems with technique that marks him as more than just a promising midfielder. He's not a flashy dribbler, but his first touch is sublime. Even when pressed in tight spaces, Wharton maintains composure, using subtle body feints and controlled touches to shield the ball and turn away from danger. That reliability in possession makes him a perfect fit for teams like Manchester United, who struggle to build smoothly under pressure. His passing precision, comfort under the press, and adaptability to changing game states makes him one of the best midfielders of his age. Add to that his vision and awareness, and you get the full picture. Wharton isn't just tidy, he's transformative. One of the most striking things about Adam Wharton is how mature his decision-making already is. In an era where so many young midfielders rush or overcomplicate, Wharton plays like someone who's seen the game from above, always calm, always choosing the right option. He instinctively knows when to carry the ball forward and when to release it, when to slow the tempo and when to slice through a defensive line with a pass.
Don't honestly think he lost the ball once in an hour and a half of small-sided games or whatever. He was just a genius with the ball. I had him when he was 15, 16. He was a baby, really. We used to send up Adam Wharton to make the numbers because he never gave the ball away. He wouldn't spoil the session. He would, even as he was like that little.
This ability to read situations in real time is what separates good midfielders from great ones. Wharton doesn't just react, he predicts. His sense of space and timing helps him identify which passing route offers the highest chance of creating danger for the opponents, and he executes it with confidence. Even Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner admitted to being stunned by his intelligence, saying, his decision-making, his pre-orientation, his solutions with one or two touches is amazing. That kind of praise doesn't come easily, especially in the Premier League. Defensively, his awareness translates into action. Because he anticipates the next pass so quickly, Wharton is exceptional at stepping in to intercept or closing down his man before he can turn. His timing and tackles is sharp, and despite his lean frame, he's remarkably combative, never afraid of a physical duel. Statistically, the numbers prove it. He averages 6.68 ball recoveries per 90 minutes. Ranking in the 93rd percentile among all Premier League midfielders. That means he's not just a creator, he's also a destroyer when needed. This balance between intelligence and aggression, between poise and grit, makes Wharton one of the most complete young midfielders in England. It's no wonder the Selhurst Park crowd already adore him, and why Manchester United see him as the missing piece in their rebuild.
He was skinny, no real mobility, wasn't very strong. But every time he touched the ball, he'd give it to a teammate. Every time he protected it with his body, and he'd see a pass, he would never give the ball away. And you watch him play, he sees every pass around the corner before the ball comes. He sees the space. Sometimes he doesn't even look. He knows the right winger's out there, and he hits it first time, and it's straight to his foot. He's a genius of a football player.
Adam Wharton is not just another promising midfielder. He's the kind of player modern football rarely produces anymore. A natural organiser, a tempo setter, and a quiet leader who turns chaos into control. He's comfortable under pressure, reads the game 2 steps ahead, and contributes on both sides of the pitch with balance and intelligence. Players like him, who can dictate rhythm, break lines, and defend with purpose, are what elite teams are built around.
They've been really poor in midfield for quite a while. Also, I think they're especially poor because the system that he wants to play with only 2 men in the middle, like obviously there's a lot of onus on those guys to do a lot of running, and I think compared to basically almost all the other big Premier League teams, they look really poor in there physically. So I think they definitely need need more energy, more fresh legs than that. And I think Wharton's an amazing player. I think he's probably the closest England has produced to a kind of Michael Carrick type player in the last 20 years. So I think, and he definitely looks like somebody who could easily make the step up to any team in the country.
In today's market, where players like Declan Rice and Jack Grealish command fees worth £100 million, Wharton's value goes beyond the price tag. He's not simply technical, he's transformative.
If he stays fit and continues to play like this, Wharton will go to an elite club for at least £100 million. Like, he's that much of a kind of special unicorn.
But that same versatility is what makes him so easily misunderstood. Many could mistake his defensive awareness for a holding role, but pinning him back would strip away what makes him special. His forward-thinking football, his line-breaking vision, and his instinct to create. Crystal Palace and Oliver Glasner have understood this perfectly. They've let Wharton grow with freedom, allowing him to take risks, dictate plays, and evolve into a complete midfielder. But if he is to reach his full potential, he needs a stage that matches his talent. He needs a club that demands excellence and gives him the ball when the game gets complicated.
Always looks to play forward on the half turn, and can he find a front man? Wonderful ball through to Mateta, who's onside, takes the
And that's why Manchester United is the ideal destination. Under Ruben Amorim, United are rebuilding from the ground up, seeking players who can define a new identity, elevate standards, and bring structure back to a chaotic midfield. Wharton's intelligence, press resistance, and vertical passing fits perfectly into Amorim's dynamic 3-4-3 system.
That's what we don't have.
That's what we lose.
No, you've nailed that.
They know how to press high. That's part of the game now, yeah? It's the ones behind enabling them to go and not look back. Because the moment you look back as a midfielder or a forward, the moment's gone, they're out. If they're going confidently and they're knowing the boys behind them because they're orchestrating it and telling them, you go, you go, you go, because I'm in here behind you, they're not going to get out.
He's not just a signing, he's a statement, a declaration that Manchester United and Ruben Amorim want players who thinks, who fights, who reads and organises the game under pressure, and also creates goal-scoring chances, because what Adam Wharton offers is exactly what Manchester United have been missing for years. A midfielder who makes everything around him make sense. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Wharton is the right midfielder for Ruben Amorim's system? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.